Hey there, I'm Tyler Lunsford, and you're watching a review of Josh Janousky's You Can Do It. What is up, you beautiful people? My name is Tyler Lunsford, and welcome back to another magic trick review here on the channel. Now, if you're new here, then definitely please consider subscribing and take a look around the channel at my past reviews. Now, if you are new here, then welcome. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I really do appreciate it because you didn't have to click on this video, but I'm glad you did, and I'm glad you're here. So, I don't even want to talk anymore. Like, let's just go ahead and start talking about the trick. I'm going to quit rambling, okay? We're going to get into a review of Josh Janousky's You Can Do It. Really cool, 3 different tricks, actually, that deal with the any card, any number plot, and we're going to get into it right now. First off, you need to know what actually is You Can Do It. Well, You Can Do It is a really cool collection put together by Josh Janousky of 3 different any card, any number plots. It's really cool. They range in difficulty. It depends on which one you want to do. If you want to do the beginner one, the intermediate version, or there's a slightly more advanced version. Now, even the slightly, the advanced one is not the most difficult trick in the world. It's just definitely harder than the beginner one, but you do get the choice of which 3 you'd like to do. Definitely you can learn all of them. Then you can go out and use the same deck of cards because it's completely impromptu. There's no gimmicks or anything like that. You can borrow a deck and then go straight into these effects, which is really cool. And then you can do multiple any card, any numbers using different methods, and it would look really cool. So I really do like this download. It's a great price, and without me giving away all the details about it, let's go ahead and get into an in-depth review of it right now. Now that you know what You Can Do It is, let's talk about what you'll be receiving if you decide to purchase it. Well, you get a downloadable video from Josh. He's actually sitting on a couch. The audio quality is good. I reached out to him because I said, I like your audio quality. What microphone are you using? And he actually told me, which was really nice of him. Ekaterina is the cameraman, or I guess the camera woman. So she's there with him. She is the one calling out the cards when he's demoing it for the tutorial. So you get to actually see him perform all 3 of them to the camera. And then he teaches you how to do them each right afterwards. You also get a performance included of him doing one of the routines to a regular spectator. I actually think he was at like a magic convention. That's what it looked like. So yeah, you get a performance of him doing it to someone in the real world. You also get 3 performances of him demoing each of them to the camera. So I'm going to try to break this review down into like 3 different tricks, or at least when I talk about them like they are 3 separate tricks, because they are 3 different types of ways to do an any card, any number. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just talk more in depth about this now that you know what you receive. One thing that I did want to mention about the tutorial video is that it is 30 minutes long. So you're going to get a video that's pretty lengthy because you're going to learn 3 different things. So it's a nice tutorial video, 30 minutes long, if you're curious about the duration of the video. Are the 3 routines that you can do examinable? Now, I did mention this earlier. It is done with a borrowed deck. You can borrow a deck and do this. It's impromptu, so yes, it is totally examinable. There's no gimmicks. Your audience can examine the deck if they would like to because it is completely normal. It could even be their own. How easy are the 3 different routines that you learn to do? Well, they start off really easy and then they work up to slightly more advanced. So you start out with beginner, then intermediate, and then advanced. So the beginner one is super easy. I mean, really easy, like anyone can do it. I'm pretty sure Josh actually taught it in his at the table lecture, so if you have that, then you have this first one. He goes a little bit more in depth on this video, but then the next 2 he goes into, one's a little bit more intermediate, the 3rd one is a little bit more advanced. So you do have to know some basic card controls, card moves for these, and you do have to know one specific move that actually will help you a lot if you know how to do it. And I don't really want to just say it because I don't know how many laymen are actually watching this video, but I'm just going to tell you my favorite animal, and if you know what move I'm talking about, then you know what move I'm talking about. Whenever I go to the beach, I love seeing the sea coals. That is my favorite animal at the beach. I'm serious. Like, my favorite, the birds, the sea coals, those are great. I love them. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But you do need to know how to do that move. So definitely just worry, or not worry, but definitely if you don't know how to do that, then he'll teach you a little bit about it. But he really doesn't go too in depth about the sea coal. He really doesn't go too in depth about that. So you do have to kind of learn from external resources if you don't know how to do that, and you want to learn how to do it more, like, I guess you want to learn how to do it better than you already do, then seek external resources for that. But he does teach a basic, kind of show you what to do. But that's it. I feel like I just rambled about the sea coal. Is there any setup that you have to do for this effect, or memory work, or anything like that? No, there's not really any memory work, and the only, I'd say, setup they have to do, you actually do in real time during the performance, because like I said, this can be a borrowed deck. So no, there's not really any initial setup that you have to do, and you don't have to build any gimmicks, so hope that answers that question. Are there any negatives to performing any of these 3 any card at any number plots? Well, really my biggest negative is that you can't just have them call out a number and then, or call out a card basically, and then you sit the deck down immediately and then they can deal on from there. It's kind of like you have to have them name out a card, and then you can kind of gotta have an excuse to look through the cards or do something with the cards, and then you can set the deck down after they've, done their name a number or whatever. But it really just depends. And the basic, the beginner's form, another negative about that is it might be too beginner, like it might be too obvious to some people. But then again, I did perform this on someone and it did fool them, at least for the first little bit. And then once they started thinking about it, they actually could backtrack on what I did and they knew how it was done. So I guess what I'm saying is just be aware of which one you're doing, and if you want to do the most fooling one, then just put the time into practicing it, and then you'll be good to go on that. He also doesn't go too in-depth on the C-Cole, but besides that, I really don't think that's his fault though, because it's not really his place to teach. He does give you some external resources to go check out when he goes into the crediting, so don't think that you're just going to get left in the dark about that. He does make sure you know what you're doing or where to find out how to do a certain move if you don't know how to do it. What are the positives to performing any of these 3 routines for any card, any number? Well, the biggest positive I believe is that it's impromptu. Really, you can borrow a deck, shuffle it, and then go into this effect, which I love. I love magic that you can do just on the spot if someone has a deck of cards, or impromptu magic is just awesome. And the spectator can deal out the cards in some of the routines that you learn, so it can kind of be in the hands of the spectator as well for some of them, which I really like as well. What should this retail as? Well, it's currently retails as $10 US, and is that a fair price? Oh my gosh, that is a steal. I mean, you're learning 3 different effects that you can do. I'd say this should probably be about $15 just because that's about $5 per each one. I'd say $15 would be a better price for this, but hey, if you want to buy it for $10, by all means do it, because that's a steal, and you should probably be arrested because that's stealing. What would I give this out of 10? I'm going to give this a solid 9 out of 10. Like, this is really cool. The only reason I'm docking it a point is because, is it the most hard-hitting, any card, any number effect out there? Like, no, it's not. But for what it is, for the constraints that you have of an impromptu any card, any number, these are awesome. So that's why it's getting a 9 out of 10. I really do like it for what it is, and I think if someone wants you to do an impromptu card trick, this is going to be one of your go-tos, and learn all 3 of them so you can do any card, any number to the same person 3 different times in 3 different ways, or you can do it to 3 different people in 3 different ways. So it just depends on how you want to perform it, but I do like it a lot. That's going to do it for this video. If you'd like to purchase, you can do it. The link is in the description down below. I believe you can only get this on Josh's website right now, so definitely check that out if you would like to. Now also, you can follow Josh on Instagram at JustJoshAndMagic. There he posts some really cool magic content actually, and speaking of people with cool magic Instagrams, definitely check mine out as well. It's at Tolerance4Magic. There I post some cool magic content, some sneak peeks, you can answer some questions on my stories or reach out to me if you have any questions about things I review, so definitely don't hesitate to do that if you would like to. I'd like to thank Josh Janousky for sending me this download so I could do the review for you people out there. I'd like to thank you for watching. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you in another one of my videos sometime soon. See ya. And if you are new here, then like I said, take a look around the channel, look at all the videos and reviews that I've posted, go watch some,